It's time for some Age of Mythology Retold, and it will be a casted game here. In the top left side will be Tag Recon, the Poseidon player. In the bottom kind of right hand side is going to be Shennong, and Soup is going to be playing that one. Now, these guys, Recon has been streaming, which is pretty cool to see, and these guys have been playing some customs. For anyone who doesn't know these players, Recon has just qualified to the Athens LAN, and Soup was very, very close. Actually, these guys were in the first final. There's 5 weeks to qualify, so I have high hopes that Soup will also get there. But these guys, super high level, they're just obviously playing some fun games, and we'll see what these guys were up to. So, Shennong and Poseidon on the map Blue Lagoon recalibrated 1.3. My favorite version of this. Yeah, there's a slightly different patch for pro play. I think it's something to do with the gold mines. To be honest, I don't think it really matters, but it's basically Blue Lagoon, and Soup is going for his early temple build. Now, I believe there's just one Kwafu out. Yeah, so he has queued that guy up on the old pre-queue. So what he wants to do here is get enough gold income, first of all, to whack the temple down. And as soon as he has that, he grabs it earlier because he gets this much more favor. Now, what that means in terms of just raw numbers, I don't really know. But he gets a little bit more, and that will mean that he should be able to get extra Kwafus out in the archaic cage, and also just throughout the game, he'll be able to get slightly more income. Very similar to what a Fushi does. Fushi would have this from the very start of the game, because you can drop down your tree, which gives you extra line of sight, which gives you extra favor, which is going to be nice on this side. And then Recon, what is he up to? He's dropping the temple with 2 villagers and dropped his lure down. So that sounds to me like he wants to go for an early advance time, but then he also has dropped the 1 villager over here on the wood line. It's not something you need to do, but you can afford to do it if you drop the lure or herd in your animals, and you can still get a very, very quick advance time. I imagine he'll be going for a 14 out of 15 population advance time here, and the house will be coming down as well. I imagine that'll be to get either some... He can get some relics in if he wants to get his Theseus out, or more than likely early advance time with Atlanta Harass. It's always pretty good. Healable heroes. Okay, this is cool. You could kind of roleplay as having Zeus heroes if Recon does manage to find that one. Get a little bit of heal on those bad boys. Unit line of sight. I love that relic. It's probably one that... It's not very flashy, but it's really, really sick. Siege population is less. That will mess up the UI, so hopefully nobody picks that one up. And this relic has disappeared, but it was Anvil of Hephaestus, which makes armory improvements less expensive, isn't it? Yes, it is. Less gold on that, and Soup, you know Soup. If anyone's seen a Soup game, he is always out and about trying to pick up these relics, and he is trying to find one, and this is the one that Theseus has grabbed, and it will be the healable heroes. Definitely want to take that away from the Poseidon if you could, but unfortunately this Pioneer was too slow, and he is not able to. And Soup going for a late advance time, as he often likes to do, and it is going to be how to. Now, you might think that's a little bit strange. Why would he go for that late advance time? And I was about to say, you can just drop double Shennong farms and prosperous seeds down, and these guys are all invisible. So there's only really this position that can get attacked. He can grab out some more pioneers, or grab more pioneers. He can also do this. I wouldn't have thought that was the wall to do. I would have probably done it to this bit, but it's cheaper to do it here, so why not? But yeah, the centaur can still fire over. I would have much preferred to see it up to this tree and then maybe here, but hey-ho, he wants to get... You're basically locking yourself in for the centaur to do damage. This makes sense if there's only melee damage. Like if it was just Hippias that are going to come in, you definitely stop that. But maybe if you grab a pioneer, put him in the right place, then it is kind of fine. How to is in, and in comes Atlanta and Theseus to just wail on this pioneer for a little bit. But there's a tower for him, and he's going to jump straight out of that tower. Now, where do we go from here? This looks like Soup is stuck in a 1TC situation for the time being, as there are some... He doesn't know that there's Hippias coming forward. He's only seen heroes and the centaur, but we have seen Hippias. So he could be thinking this is just a min pressure into town center, which it still could be with the Hippias, but once you see some Hippias, you've got to kind of think about that a little bit more. and Soup doesn't know what he wants to build. He does have enough resources for a town center, but for the time being, he's happy auto-queuing his Quafus out, as he got the temple out earlier, is what he wanted to do. And a military camp will be coming down as well. But he's still keeping the resources for a town center. He's not spending them on anything. He's not spamming out his pioneers. We can actually move over to his perspective. We'll see what he sees. He does see the Hippias now, and he sees 3 Hippias. So he goes, okay, I need something. I'm going to need just a couple of halberdiers, and does drop another military camp as well. Whereas this side, I imagine Recon goes for a town center, right? Yes, the boys are off on a town center journey, but there is a Chongqi here, and the Theseus or Atalanta is going to have to get back, and Recon, he's always going to be on it. He sends his Atalanta back here, and she can shoot this guy out of the sky. These long lances here can be thrown, and the Chongqi is not very fast compared to some other speedy flying units, so he does get hit kind of badly. And then Recon, he is going to try and stop the town center from Soup. And these Hippias, wow, Centaur goes straight down from that fire, and I think these Hippias definitely need to get out of here. And Soup, does he go for a town center? I mean, he's posturing with the resources. He's waiting for it. He's just basically just getting more and more favor. You see, he's just spreading his favor out. And now I believe the Quafu is going to come over. The counter units to the cavalry are in, which is the halberdier, and they will be scaring it off. Does Recon spot that the town center goes up? He sees this little bit. I think he would have been able to see that on his side too. Also, these guys have played against each other so much. I think this is like they played 5 games today, so you know, they're going to be. I think Recon will expect Soup to try and go for a town center, but I like that they weren't both naked town centers. You know, they're trying to apply pressure, they're trying to defend, they're trying to get these little advantages before they go for the town center. Because sometimes you could just go for a town center and straight up lose if like the Atalanta's there, the Jason, whatever he is, the Theseus is there. Ooh, leaves Theseus 4 HP. Is interesting considering he does have the relic, and Recon just deletes him anyway. You might think that delete is a little bit strange, but he trains very, very quickly, and he trains on top of villagers. So it isn't like you stop the villagers to have to train that guy out, and he's really, really cheap. So why not? It's basically just like healing him up. I think maybe Recon didn't realize he had the relic, or just doesn't want to wait for it. Wants the pressure of that guy right now. Chongqi's on the ground, getting attacked by Atalanta. She is just such a machine. She does not care about your damage. She's going to come in, but I think she's going to end up going down. Maybe can dodge an arrow, tries to go for the Chongqi, but no, he is also healing up on this favored land, Shennong special. And I think Soup's got the better of a lot of these trades. He's killed the Hippias. He's killed both heroes now. Another Hippias going down. I think he's going to be very, very happy with it. Town centers came up at a kind of a similar time. I think Soup's one might have been slightly earlier, or at least started slightly earlier. Wasn't really paying attention to when those went up, but he's in such a good spot here. Can wall this off, no problem. More Hippias coming in though. Recon will be happy about that one, trying to stop this Quafu, but Soup notices it pretty much instantly. And Soup trying to do the same on this side. Recon also managing to find the cheeky wall, as I like to call them. Anything which is a cheap wall that does serious work. And it means that Soup will have to run past the town center. He can, if he wants to, send the Chongqis up in the air and run around, get some damage done, run back. But this is where the heroes are, so you don't really want to do that while they're around. What are we seeing? Hippias going to come down here. Wuzu Javeliniers starting up for Soup. Have we started to see some archers from this side? Yes, there are. There are some Toxotes from Recon, so nice response. The Javeliniers are big counters. But interesting to see the Toxotes, to be honest. I don't think it's very often that we do see it from the Poseidon in the classical age. Maybe in this 2TC kind of angle, it does definitely make sense. It's just centaurs are kind of just faster archers with strong specials. But if you are sitting back and you're happy on the defensive, then it makes sense to just have Toxotes. They're going to be cheaper. Don't have to spend that favor. And again, Recon throwing away 1, potentially 2 Hippias. Right now, it's not that much of a big deal, but if you just keep chopping away, you can see that they have pretty much similar resources allocated to units. but it just means that Soup has more in the bank to spend on those resources as those economy upgrades. Or nice snipe though on the counter unit. On those eco upgrades, nice snipe as well on that villager. More Quafu's coming out as well. I think Soup should be able to get there. Very small engagements coming along. I think when you get to these super high level games, this is definitely something that happens as small groups of units. Maybe the Quafu could even kill those. They don't have ballistics in, do they? I think that isn't through for Soup. He doesn't have an armory, so no, he definitely won't have ballistics. I believe the rocks that the Quafus throw do get ballistics on them. Or at least it would make sense. Ballistics is the more... Your shots get much more accurate from those ranged units. Also, getting his... Ooh, looks like those hippies want to get caught out. Getting favored land, bonus, drop-off resources. Eco time. Now, what does Recon do here? Because this is Soup's game plan, is to just defend, sit back, get eco. I think Recon has the right idea. He needs to try and get in. Oh, could take care of this Quafu if Recon is paying attention. But basically, if both players sit back, this is advantage Shennong here. Because he's gone through how to, he gets that extra resources. He has the Quafus, he gets extra resources there. He's trying to do some damage up here. And a Tautier spawn is pretty huge for Soup. This is just a random spawn that comes in because you're Shennong. And I think the Hippias will be going down, but can they take a Quafu down with him? They will definitely want that trade. Loses 2 Quafus, or 1 Quafu for 2 Hippias. I think Recon will be happy with that one. This is like 3 villagers worth, basically. And Soup's going, you know what? I don't even have enough eco. I want even more. One big boy to build this one up. I was going to say, you probably need a second big lad over here. And that is going to secure more gold mines over this side. Recon going after the wrong gold mine, it looks like. But again, Soup still doesn't have his cheeky wall up. Just villager over here, little wall. Very, very cheap. It's funny to watch Soup play because what he often does is he'll do walls like this, and then just sometimes I think he just forgets. We've all been there. I definitely forget all sorts of things, and I think Recon might need another archery range. He wants more archers than he realized, I think, and the archers, they're putting in some work, especially with this nice movement backwards, kiting all those units. Yeah, if you ever see 6 in the queue, I think it's time to drop another archery range down, at least one. Oh, Hippias does go down. I believe there were some villager kills around there. Some skeletons on the floor. No, the Quafus did survive. And the citizens trying to sit underneath the Shennong farms. I think Recon thought he saw the jackpot there with 3 Quafus, but there were 2 halberdiers, and that is enough. And Soup does decide to do his wall, his cheeky wall down the bottom side. And what's the next stage of the game? Because like I said, Recon, he needs to get something done, and he really is trying with these raids. But Soup defending it nicely, and Rusho going to be on the way, which is going to be... he helps out your Dao swordsman and infantry units. So maybe there'll be a bit of a pivot into Dao swordsman. He does get the upgrades for his halberdiers with the old divine damage, so could just stick on those instead. And he's just getting those heavy upgrades. Recon trying to come back in, but the wall is up, unless there's a little gap in the trees. I think Soup defending that one nicely. And actually, this kind of worked out, because he does have the watchtowers that can now attack all the units. One peasant can definitely get sniped here. Peasants, they're so weak compared to every other civilization. They just don't have as much HP, even with the survival equipment here. 63 HP instead of the 69. And less damage as well. Quafu just needs to turn around and attack. But it looks like Soup, at the same time, going for the aggression on this side while he's getting his upgrades for the Dao Swordsman to be tankier, and that infantry upgrade with the divine damage that we mentioned. One snipe coming back on the other side. More villagers going down here. It's exactly what Recon needs. He's going to be able to take down 2, 3 potentially, and a Quafu. The equivalent of 5 kills. He could even go after this one that's just spawned. Wow. 6 villager kills, basically. Could even go after this Quafu. Absolutely devastating for Soup in this position. Maybe even just another wall here wouldn't be a bad idea. Then it does get to a point where maybe you're spending too many resources on walls, but this is the benefit of having these Quafus, and yeah, this is it. You just need to eventually just bite the bullet and just go for it. Unfortunately, it's a little bit a little bit late. But with the eco advantage that he's had with all these strong villagers earlier, he's going to be happy with that one. Dionysus coming through for Recon. Absolutely makes sense if he wants to go into more Hippias. And straight away, Dionysia coming in, which is the hit points plus 5% of base. I swear we barely see this upgrade. At least not a priority pick when you get up to the next stage, but it's a priority for Recon. There's also no lightning weapons on the other side, so bronze going to be nice. Fey Beast does do that divine damage, so is kind of a counter to the bronze. You want to ceasefire the Fey Beast, really. But I don't think Soup will be dropping that down willy-nilly. And Recon, he did want his walls up, but he's slightly too late to the party. While there is another attempt of a big raid, but no real units here. Fey Beast going to be dropped on those villagers, and that will be a ceasefire. I'm not sure about that from Soup. I think he almost did that so he could defend, but he could have killed so many villagers there with his big army. These guys, the myth units, the Baihu to do the jump stun, the Tautier has 2 guys that he's eaten up. You can just hit W and do a big special with him. Ooh, looks like he's a little bit late on that. Thinking that he could get the settlement up, but actually not. Not ideal for Recon at all. The big stun comes in and they knock them all to safety. I don't think you can get through there. Only 2 villagers going down. Toxotes on the backside though. Tautier, Soup is the guy to use manual specials, but I think he just didn't see that one had anything in it. It would do big damage to the backline for sure. But I don't know about this fight for Recon. Wuzu Javeliniers, big multiplier. Hippias need to get in as a little bit of a front line. Villagers also coming in as well. And they just need to start shanking. Start shanking. Or Recon just hard wins the fight anyway. Villagers going to come over here and finish the settlement. While also going for raids on this side. And I've just realized why... Let's move over to Soup's perspective. He has a wall god power. Like he didn't even need the cheeky wall. He could wall here. It would it would wall exactly where he needs to. I don't know. Oh dear, I think Soup overstepping here a little bit, needs to come back. But did get some value taking out these villagers. You can see that with also the 3 town centers, he's crept back in the lead with the villager numbers. And he's definitely ahead in terms of eco, because he did have the big swing just early game of having all those Quafus out, then lost a few, but gained a few back. So I think eco-wise, Soup is in a good spot. He did throw away a few units, but Recon back with his 3 TCs. I think this game is so close. Wooden Wall coming up. Recon probably wants Mythic Age at some point soon. Soup definitely does. He is going Huang Di. Huang Di does give you the big dragon, which will be able to decimate 19 Toxotes, or 21 Toxotes, if that's how many there is. Hippolyta and Clan, Atalanta, Theseus can help take that dragon out, no problem. But it's going to do big damage. You do have to watch out for that. I believe it just does divine damage, so it isn't like you can play around it, get some armory upgrades or anything. Tautier coming in again, but this is where all the heroes are. But of course, Recon is going to have to back away again. His Toxotes Ball is not good against one unit from Soup, and it is this one. So he's going to have to run away, and also it's going to put a stop to this fortress going up. No ceasefire to stop this one from happening. Even the Qinglong is going to come in. 13 seconds left on the fortress, but I think those villagers should go down. Actually, Qinglong deciding to go after the heavy Toxotes instead. Maybe because the Javelineers are good against these villagers. The thing is about Javelineers, they're like Termers. They just don't do much damage to villagers. They're only doing so much because there's just loads of them there. But fortress up, could have put a stop to it, but decides to get the value, taking HP away from Toxotes instead. Just depends what you value, really. But putting a stop to that Mythic Age would have been nice. But Soup doesn't know this is Recon's only fortress. But you can imagine, you want to go Mythic Age, he probably wants to go as well. And could have just delayed it just a slight amount. Hippias coming back here. They're looking for something. Isn't like he's gone Artemis, though. If he went Artemis, it's fair enough to have some Hippias here. Go in, do an Earthquake. Earthquake on this position would be great. Take down town centers, take down all the houses. Not a bad shout at all. But Huang Di, about 10 seconds, 20 seconds away for Soup. Needs to bait. He's also got the high ground on this side. Bronze coming in. And there's so many low HP units, though. I don't know about Bronze on low HP backline. And I imagine the dragon comes straight down, and he is going to use his special. But he's not so good against frontline. Needs to get all the heroes up on that Yinglong. And you can see just how much damage gets taken from just 3 heroes taking him out. The Hippias as well, just... I guess they can't fight back. That is one benefit. But Yinglong going to run away. Get some damage done elsewhere. And Soup probably just needs to bail here. I think he's got a gold mine back here that Recon is just constantly on. He knows that this is a beneficial position for Soup to have a defensive gold mine, and he's going to say, no, it is not a defensive gold mine. I am here. You need to do something to actually grab that position. Where'd the Yinglong go? Over here, Fortress trying to go up, and forces out a 75 favor ceasefire. I think Soup will be happy about that one. That's some, I don't know, 3 Colossus, if that's something that Recon would use. It's close halfway to another bronze. It's a third of a way to a Plenty Vault, pretty much. And the Plenty Vault does go down. And Forge of Olympus. It also delays the Forge of Olympus. He was saving that 30 favor to get his big Hephaestus power spike. And it's been thwarted by 1 Yinglong, which is pretty wild. Forge of Olympus is one of those things that's 30 favor. It's not a cheap upgrade. It's obviously an insane upgrade. It's like a god power in itself, this upgrade. It's insane, but all the heroes getting queued out as well. And I think it's a good position for Recon on this front line. The Dao Swordsman upgrades, though, for Soup are all in. And maybe Pacifist are even needed. Are the Toxotes even strong enough to deal with these Dao Swordsmen? They are pretty ridiculous. Especially at this stage, before Champion's in, before Iron Weapons is in. Just look at all these upgrades. First of all, the line of sight, whatever. Vulnerability to pierce. Then you've got the, whatever this is, divine damage upgrade. Then you've got the, when they die, they do that red thing. Then you've got this one where they're cheaper. Then you've got this one where they have more HP and more hack armor. Like, it's just ridiculous. They get all the upgrades if you are Shennong. And what can Recon do about it? Hephaestus is obviously the counter. They're not even that bad against the Javelineers either, because they don't have the bonus damage, whereas they just have bonus damage against these Toxotes. Maybe Colossus to tank up as well, but in comes Jiangxia. He puts a stop to Colossus doing as much damage as he would probably otherwise want to. And I think Soup is pushing very, very well. He hasn't even used his Earth Wall. It's just brute forcing it without God powers. Even the Colossus is going to go down. I don't know if Recon's got enough to repop here. What has he got? He's only got 3 archery ranges. My man, he did not want more. He is not building buildings to spam out his units. Even eco-wise, he can't really spam out. This Yinglong is being so annoying. 21 kills, 4k damage, this guy. Theseus chasing him away, but he's not quick enough. And that is both gold mines that Recon cannot gather from for the time being. And while this is going on, of course, Soup is going to pressure, knowing he doesn't really have the gold. He's trying to get his armory upgrades in, which is exactly what you want to do as Hephaestus. It's such a big power spike. They come through so quick as well. There's no reason not to get them. But it just doesn't have the units available after the fact. Tower's going to be doing something against the Wuzhu Javelineers. The issue is this Dao Swordsman ball over here. 13 Dao Swordsmen running forward. Wenzhong coming in now. Big stun boy. And Recon trying to get still here with his Hippias. He's going to put a stop to this 1 HP Kwafu. That is for sure. But what else is going to happen? Does Recon... I think he just leaves it there. He doesn't plan to attack certain ones. Thought that'd be crazy. Actually, he is. Look at this, getting the micro off, killing those Quafus. But back at home, it's all Soup, and Soup does manage to take it. Just a really nice. There's such a high level game here. Apart from not dropping Earth Ball, this was a crazy high level game.